Right, hello and welcome back to another video. Today back with another match preview. It's our final match preview of the season. God, that's gone quick. It's Swansea City versus West Bromwich Albion in the Sky Bet Championship this Monday, 3 p.m. kickoff at the Swansea.com stadium. So yeah, last game of the season. You know, our playoff hopes, playoff aspirations are now out the window, but you know, at least we can just, you know, enjoy this one last game of the season and hopefully end it with the 3 points. You know, it's going to be a tough game. West Brom are chasing promotion, well, playoffs. Obviously we've got nothing to play for, but it would still be nice to end the season with a win, especially at home in front of our home supporters. So you know, it'd be a good game. And as I said, hopefully we can, you know, get 3 points to end the season and continue the momentum and finish on a high, really. But yeah, what's your thoughts going into this game?
Yeah, well, like you said, you know, it's a bit disappointing, you know, for us not having anything to play for. No, it's just about playing for pride. You know, just hoping the players really care, putting a good performance. And, you know, it's going to be some players, you know, it's going to be some of their last games for the club as well, because we've obviously got a lot of loan players. We've obviously got Ryan Manning leaving in the summer, so we need to get a replacement for him. But yeah, we've got a lot of players leaving in the summer, so, you know, maybe it's just the type of game where we should, you know, maybe play these players, you know, at least give them a chance. But yeah, it's a game, you know, it's going to be a hard game. You know, West Brom obviously got something to play for, so they're going to be right up for it. And, you know, they'll probably want to win, well, probably more than we do, in all honesty. But, you know, I'm looking forward to the game. You know, I think we definitely can win this game, no doubt about it. But it's not going to be an easy one. And, you know, it's a shame that the season's come to an end. You know, it has been a long season, really, to be honest. You know, we've had a lot of, you know, tricky defeats, harsh defeats as well. And at times we've played amazing, sometimes we've played awful. So it's been a bit of an inconsistent season, but I've enjoyed it. But it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and then now going on to the injury news then. So starting off with the Swans, Luke will give you the Swans injury news.
Yeah, for the Swans, just Stephen Bender with the injury, and then suspension is obviously Joe Allen.
Yeah, and then West Brom, they've got quite a few injuries actually. Chalobah with an ankle injury, Adam Reach with a muscle injury, Daryl Dike with an Achilles tendon injury. They've got Dara O'Shea with a knee injury, Grady Dean Garner with a foot injury, and Matt Phillips with a muscle injury. So 7 players, I believe, or 6 players out for West Brom. But now going on to the key players then. So starting off for the Swans, if there's any West Brom fans watching this, I think these are the ones you need to look out for. Number 1, Joel Perreault. He's got 1 more game left to try and get to that 20 goal mark, so he'll be really wanting to do that. Secondly is Matt Grimes, our skipper. And thirdly, I'm going to go with Ryan Manning, who it does look like it'll be his last game for the club. But would you add anyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a player that does go a bit under the radar. Not many of our fans talk about him. I'm going to go for Luke Cundle. I think he's been really good. You know, I think his loan spell has been quite successful. I'm not just saying because he got the goal against Hull, but I think his overall play, I thought against Norwich, he was absolutely superb in that game when he played. So I think I'll have to add Luke Cundle into that list. You know, hopefully we can try and get him on a permanent deal. I'm sure he'd love to stay here, but I think he's been terrific, so I'll add him to that list as well.
Yeah, and then now going on to the West Brom key players then. So number 1, I'm going to go Tom Rogic, obviously the Australian international. Every time I've seen him play, he's played really well. Secondly, Mark Albrighton. Again, you know, every time I see him, he plays well. He's played above this level at Leicester as well, so he's certainly a player to look out for. And thirdly, I'm going to go with Brandon Thomas Asante, who's been excellent this season, kind of broke through. I believe they signed him from Salford. So, you know, he's had a good season this season in all fairness, but would you add anyone else?
Oh yeah, I'll go for 2 players. One of them is John Swift. I think he's been a good player for West Brom this season. You know, he's got a handful of goals and assists. I think he's been the type of player that West Brom needed. I think he's done a terrific job, so I'll go for him. And I'll also go for a player that, you know, he hasn't really hit the heights as he should have since he left Huddersfield, but he was a player that we were linked with in January, in Carlin Grant. I still think there's a good player, you know, in there. I know he hasn't really hit the heights this season for West Brom, really, in terms of goals and assists, those sort of stats. But I still think he's a phenomenal player nonetheless, and I'm sure he will become good at some point. So I'll add those 2 players to that list.
Yeah, and then now the team lineup I'm going to go with then. So in goals, I'm going to go with Andy Fisher. Actually, do you know what? I'll go Andreas Sondergaard. He still hasn't made an appearance for the club. The last game of the season, why not? Right back, I'll go with Kyle Norton. You know, it looks like it'll probably be his last game of the season, so I'd like to see him play. You know, he's a club legend in front of our home fans. It'd be a good send-off. Likewise, Ryan Manning, left back, it'll be his last game with the club, probably. 2 centre-halves, Ben Cabango and Nathan Woods. And then 3 in midfield, I'm going to go with Matt Grimes, Jay Fulton and Luke Cundle. And then a front 3 of Ollie Cooper, Joel Perreault and Liam Cullen. But what about you?
So, yeah, to be honest, I'll probably agree with you on that one. I think I will agree with you on all those players. you know, maybe put Incham in there, but maybe give him a rest. I'm not too sure, but I think maybe put Whittaker up front instead of Cullen. But no, I think I'll agree with you on that lineup. I think it's a strong lineup to go with.
Yeah, and then finally on the score prediction then. So, you know, it's a bit of a nothing game, but, you know, let's end on a positive. I'm going to go Swansea City 2, West Brom 1. And then go with Brandon Thomas Asante to score for the visitors and to get 2 goals for the Swans. And I go Joel Perot to hit that 20-goal mark. And I go with Luke Cundle again to score on what could be his last appearance for the club. But would you, what's your prediction?
Well, prediction, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I'm going for a 3-2 Swans win. You know, you've got to back your team in it. Yeah, I think Perot will get a goal. I think he'll get his, I believe his 20th goal of the season. You know, I'm sure he'll get it against West Brom on Monday. I'll also go with Liam Cullen to get it on the score sheet as well. And I fancy Nathan Wood to score from a corner. And then for West Brom, I'll go for Colin Grant, and I will go with I'll go for John Swift as well.
Yeah, obviously a massive thanks for watching this. It is our last match preview of the season. I believe we've done 49 match previews, which is pretty ridiculous, to be honest with you. We've done one for every game. We will be continuing with the match previews next season, obviously, and there's obviously still one more video to come of the season after this, which will be the matchday vlog tomorrow, final matchday vlog of the season. So yeah, obviously a massive thanks again for watching this, and yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow.
Cheers.